Finally, it is Friday evening. Remember what we said, everybody. Remember what we said earlier. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Lemon Live at 5 on the Don Lemon Show. Live and in living color, as they say. And you know what we do on Friday? First of all, let me know where you are. Hi from San Francisco. You guys know the score. You know the drill. Can you please do I have to keep asking you to let me know where you are watching us from? Do I have to keep telling you to hit the thumbs up button, the like, and subscribe? Must I keep telling you that? Like and subscribe. Also, please become a member. It helps us out here on these streets. Brooklyn, Anaheim, wow. San Francisco, Austin, all over. Arizona, I see you. We're going to get some of your comments up. We're going to welcome some new members. And we're going to read a lot of your comments, and we are going to talk about the sour lemons of the week. What a week. What a chaotic, dark, exhausting week. We saw Trump's liberation tariffs continue to tank the global economy. The Pope passed away. We learned about yet another Signalgate scandal. Somehow, this one was this one was even, does that make stupider than the original? Is that proper grammar? And we watched unprecedented attacks on the rule of law. So, as I tell you every Friday, in these times, you can either laugh or you can cry. And on this program, on this channel, we choose to laugh. So welcome to our 10th Sour Lemon Special, my friend. Number 10. Wow, has it been 10? And last week we didn't do it because we thought you needed inspiration. Remember, we had a Yanla. So we actually skipped a week, okay? So I'm glad to be joined by another brilliant, hilarious voice this Friday, and that's none other than Francesca Fiorentini.
Hey.
She accused me without due process of something. I think she convicted me without due process earlier. A political commentator, a comedian. You've seen her on MSNBC, Zateo, killing it as a host of the Bitchuation Room podcast on YouTube. Francesca, welcome back. It's been a little while.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And just like on the theme of needing to laugh, if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, I will be live at Cobb's Comedy on May 7th. So get tickets. Come see me. Take a load off. There'll be political jokes. There'll be non-political jokes. It'll be good. Wednesday, May 7th. Come through.
Come through for Francesca Fiorentini. Hi, Francesca. You know we put the comments up here. You can see them live. So folks are saying hi.
I know.
Our community is very welcoming and very friendly, except, do I want to start a mess?
Except for just name names, except this one person.
Except for someone you used to work with. They're not a huge fan.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those. In fact, there's just two.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to adjust my set here. But I'm just saying, yeah. So Francesca, they love you. You're all good. I'm just trying to adjust my monitor so I can actually see the YouTube. There we go. So pardon the interruption here. Okay, so we're up. So Francesca accused me and convicted me without due process of stealing her purple colors. Now,
and teal. I see some teal back there. This is a Vanderpump Rules lighting here, and I feel like you've bitten off the lemon.
So here's the thing. I had no idea. I don't know. I've never seen Vanderpump Rules. I've heard it's on Bravo, right? Heard of it. Okay. So here's the thing. Just randomly, I said, it is Friday. We're going to have a couple little drinks. I can go a little fun. I'm going to try something different with the lighting. And did I not say that, team? Team, can you back me up? Okay.
You did say that, yeah.
You did. It looks great.
I just took all of the blue out of it and I added red, and the red looks purple. And so, yeah, all right. So I stole your. So all right.
No, we're matching.
Form of flattery.
We're matching, absolutely.
Let's get to it. All right. So listen. Oh, before we start the show, well, someone said before we end the show, this is how much my producers love you. We must plug that Francesca will be performing at Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco on Wednesday, May 7th at 7:30 p.m.
I just said it, and I'm glad you said it again. And I love you all. And yeah, I hope to see you there.
So this one will sort of set up what we're talking about, because I believe everything Trump touches dies, right? That's what kind of the theme this morning, that he's going down, his poll numbers. Now these are, and my dog believes it, you can hear him. So this is from this brand new New York Times Siena polling. It shows Donald Trump is underwater here. Look at this. His job as president, 42%. This is a new one. 42% approve, 54% does not approve. 54% of the people do not approve. Immigration, 47%. Wow, he's underwater in
That's
that.
huge. That's
Isn't that huge?
that's big. I
I'm
think
just
that's really big. The rest of it is, I mean, predictable. The war between Russia and Ukraine, 35% approval. Case involving Kilmar Brego Garcia, 31%. And that's related to the immigration thing because look, we are in a moment where he's defying a 9-0 Supreme Court justice ruling. 3 of the justices were handpicked by himself.
Mhm.
2 of them are, longtime Federalist Society lackeys, and they love Trump and the right. But even they are like, you need to return this guy. And there was another poll out that said 50% of Americans, like half of Americans believe that Gilmar Abrego Garcia, someone who they've never met, don't usually the stories around undocumented people, it's always like, they're evil, they're awful. No, man, this story has broken through because of how lawless this administration is being. So the fact that he's not in the majority on that, I think, is progress for people like me, people like I'm sure a lot of your viewers who believe in due process and who believe that, we need to treat people humanely and justly.
Can I ask you something? Because I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised, even with what's happening with tariffs. Because remember the economy. That's what people said. I'm voting for him because of the economy. I had more money. And look, when people did not have an answer, this is what I should say too. When I was out on the campaign trail, the people who did not have an answer always said the economy. And I said, "What do you mean about the economy? It was better. How
Yeah.
so? I had more money." I'm like, "Did you?" "Yeah." "Well, how so? How so?" "I don't know, just the economy. It's just better." And like they had no facts. It was just they were believing what they were listening to either in the manosphere, the right-wing blogger sphere, the right-wing, TV or radio. They were just believing that, Francesca. And actually, he's totally fucked the economy, as Omar is saying in the comments right now. So I'm surprised to see that number because I would think even people now still believe Donald Trump is good for the economy and he's not. 43% approval. That's actually kind of surprising to me, not you?
Yeah, I think that is also surprising, and I think that's great. I mean, the other thing it's important to know is the economy is connected to so many other things. Look, Trump he just got struck down for it in a court, but we'll see again if he defies it. Trump single-handedly got rid of the right to collectively bargain for federal employees. Now, you might not connect, or we might not readily connect, the right to unionize and to bargain for better wages as part of the economy, but that sure as hell is part of the economy. The economy
Yeah.
isn't just did your stock portfolio go up and down? The majority of Americans in this country don't own stock. Yes, you might have a pension invested, that is, obviously really, really relying on the stock market, but the economy can be everyday things. The economy can be gutting the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau right now so that if you get ripped off by a credit card company, my mom gets preyed upon all the time, like if you have an aging parent who got preyed upon, the government is now like, well, I'm not going to help you get that money back. I'm not going to pursue that corporation or that, the scam artists who are trying to, get over on our elderly. That is also part of the economy. So like,
Hmm.
the economy isn't just separate from our lives. The economy is connected to whether we have employment, whether we trust, the government, whether we trust that our IRS taxes are going to, even like if there even is an IRS left, the fact that we're not going after, wealthy tax dodgers, that's all part of the economy. But yes, it is amazing because the tariffs bid, man, it's like, this is my thing on Trump is tariff. Trump is so fixated on tariffs the way he's fixated on any woman who's not his wife. Like, he's just like, I've got to do this, it's just his obsession,
You're crazy in a good way. I love it. Yeah, and when you said it's not, the thing is though, what's the sort of hypocrisy of it for me, and the fun of it, I'll be honest, is that Trump uses the stock market as a barometer of the health of the country economically and his presidency and his manhood and all that stuff. When actually, as you said, Andy,
Boo. A little.
Yeah. And so right now, Donald Trump's economy is going down the toilet.
That's amazing.
I'm just saying. So let's get to the sour lemons of the week. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Sour lemons of the week. We start off with JD Vance. This is the one person I believe who makes JD Vance look good, and that is Bowen Yang, who had the women in The View this week in stitches about him playing JD Vance. Watch.
True, you didn't want to play JD Vance on the show.
I just thought there would be better people for it, but more. There I am.
You nailed it.
Thank you. I mean, look, the guy's a Pope killer, okay?
There's our new headline.
Someone had to say it.
Someone had to say it. He's right. I mean, we were looking back over our thumbnails for the week. We weren't even trying. We just said, what happened today? We said, JD Vance visited the Pope. And then someone said, oh, the Pope died. And we went, JD visits, Pope dies.
JD visits death upon the Pope. I mean, this guy he is cursed. He is a curse. This happens. Some people are just cursed. You know, the former president of Argentina, I used to live there. I have to mention it. His name is Menem, but many people in Argentina don't say the Menem. They say Menen. They mispronounce it because they're so concerned that his name is a curse that even to say it is cursed. He had all these things happen to him. He met like a speedboat racer, golfers, people who like never won trophies again. All this. JD Vance is our version of that. He's like everything he touches turns to dust. The Ohio State trophy falls apart in his hands.
Oh my God.
Greenland.
We forgot that one, didn't we, guys? Did we forget the trophy falling apart in his hands? Sorry.
And then he goes and visits the Pope. Don, so my kid's never been to Disneyland. She's 2.5, but she likes Mickey Mouse. This is like if she met Mickey Mouse and then he died the next day. Like JD Vance, born again Catholic, meets the Catholic, the ultimate Catholic, and then he dies. I mean, come on now. Like it's too perfect, and it's very par for the course. And I think we need to spread the word. JD
Here's
Vance
TikTok on JD with the JD Vance memes. Here it is.
No evidence JD Vance killed the Pope. There's also no evidence JD Vance didn't kill the Pope. In conclusion, JD Vance should be deported to El Salvador. The Pope dying a month before I go to Rome, this is like when Queen Elizabeth died a week before I went to London. Question, do you have plans to visit Washington, D.C.? Now we know the answer to would it really kill you to spend 5 minutes with JD Vance? Prayers of millions powerless to protect the Pope against 17 minutes with the Vice President. Someone said oldest trick in the book with the little handshake buzzer. And someone else said they found out the news with this text. I don't think I can really read this out loud on the internet. I asked y'all on my Instagram story how you found out, and multiple of you said the SpongeBob Newsfish, and I admittedly have no idea what that is, but apparently a lot of you all are watching it. Someone else said this one tweet. In retrospect, maybe we should have seen this coming. JD Vance stands for Just Killed the Pope Vance. Multiple of you also found out through the American Girl Doll page. If this is how you found out the Pope died, be honest. I can't blame you because her page is also how I found out that Jimmy Carter was dead, so.
Oh my gosh. What was my favorite was besides this one is because this is Peter Twinklage. There's no evidence that JD Vance killed the Pope. There's no evidence JD Vance didn't kill the Pope. In conclusion, JD Vance should be deported to El Salvador. So
I mean, this is, first of all, obviously it's a joke. We love Peter. But like, it's a perfect way to point out the hypocrisy of like, I don't know if any of the people we deported are even criminals, but bye.
My favorite one, I think my favorite one besides this one was, hey, JD, my mother-in-law's in town this weekend. You want to come hang out or something? Like you want to meet her?
At this point, he actually should just lean into the memes, but he can't because he is a Catholic who, again, a Catholic who doesn't believe in any of the things that this Pope advocated for. Loving thy neighbor, welcoming in the stranger. JD Vance has a completely Christian nationalist, hierarchical view of the Bible, of his own faith. Doesn't believe you should care about anyone else other than your own family. And I don't even know if he cares about his own family. I mean, he hasn't even stood up for Usha Vance against all of the racist attacks she's endured. So I think he's just looking out for himself and number one, which is obviously Donald Trump.
So, it's tough this week. Okay, so contestant number one is JD Vance. All right, ready? Contestant number two is none other than this person. And let's just put up her tweet so we can show just who she is. This is what Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted just after the Pope passed. Today, there were major shifts in global leaderships. Evil is being defeated by the hand of God.
Trash.
Say it again.
Trash. I mean,
come on, right?
By the hand of God. Like, what have you ever done in your life compared to the work of this Pope, the things that he's advocated for, him actually, again, don't make me stand up for these religious incels, but I'm going to stand up for the Pope. The dude was incredible. He, obviously I disagree with him on abortion. He never fully blessed gay marriages, but he also believed in climate change. He believed in union rights. He said you can bless a same-sex marriage, couple, even if he didn't go all the way and say marriage. He said we should listen to women. There was a lot of good things about this Pope. And man, if the next Pope is Filipino, holy shit, it's going to be good. And apparently the next Pope is also kind of woke. So I'm very excited for the woke POC
Is there a woke
Pope. Dude,
what?
There's an even woker Filipino Pope who I don't know much about, but I'm very, very excited to, I hope he becomes the next Pope.
When you watch the smoke, the thing that they do, that they send the smoke signals and all of that is it was always amazing and interesting covering that. Maybe we'll go live for that because I think it's very interesting. Okay.
It is. You saw Conclave.
Yes. Actually, I haven't seen it, but I know what it's about.
Yeah,
even good. Adam Kinzinger and Nick Fuentes both came out. Now, this is Adam Kinzinger, is a former Republican, congressman. And he says, you're pure evil, right? And then Blue Georgia says, you're a psychopath. Nick Fuentes, of all people, says, you're a sick human being. When you've lost Nick Fuentes, you know what I'm saying.
You're a sick human being. Like, Nicky. I love how he's being sort of bored again. Oh, God, I don't even know.
You think he's changing
let
his
the girls
image?
fight.
Yeah. Let the girlies fight.
Yeah, let them fight among each other. But yeah, it's so gross to dance on someone's grave like that. But again, she's trash. And like, that's what I really found so offensive by, remember when Joe Biden called the people at the Madison Square Garden rally like garbage? Like, the only garbage I saw there was, the people who were saying that Puerto Rico was a floating island of garbage, right? It was. And the right, oh God, how could you say we're garbage? They freaked out. They got so sensitive about it. But like, I contend that MAGA knows they're not garbage, but they're like trash. You know what I mean? They're like trash. That's what they like about the MAGA movement. They can be their trash selves and be like, you're brown, gross. You're trans, gross. I'm trash. You know what I mean? Like, I wear ugly, merch that says Trump 2028, which is another thing that happened this week. They're trash. They know they're trash.
Yeah. Tough. I'm telling you, it's a tough group here because number 3 is, do we have a picture of him? Kash Patel. This is what Kash Patel did this week. Well, first he tweeted that he was arresting, that the FBI had arrested a judge in Wisconsin. FBI arrests Wisconsin judge for obstruction of ICE agents. Kash Patel. Now, here's the thing. I've been watching some of the news programs and the right-wing news programs. Has she actually been convicted of this, or is she just accused of this? Because they're speaking of it as if she is guilty. I don't know if she's guilty or innocent, but we talk about due process in this country.
Yeah.
But if you listen to Fox News, they are like, how could she do this? Why did she do it? For doing this, this should happen to her. And I'm like, but did she actually do it? So is due process over? And
well,
is
ironically,
Kash Patel trash?
He is. I mean, it's funny because earlier in the week, we found out Kash Patel was spending a bunch of taxpayer dollars going to UFC fights. And I was saying like, that's great, you know, like keep him there, because otherwise he would be doing lawless stuff like this, head of the FBI. And lo and behold, he did. And she is out now. She was arrested and held. She has a lawyer. She's going through the process now. But she is a judge who was defending the due process of her very courtroom. And her courtroom had been invaded basically by ICE multiple times. This apparently was either the third or fourth time where they arrested or disappeared, really, because arrest implies some sort of due process. They took someone who was going and going through the their own due process for their own charges. In this case, this man had a misdemeanor charge for getting into a fight over blasting loud music. Okay, that's what it was. And he was appearing in court. There was a defendant. They were going to work something out, potentially avoid trial. And instead, I said, no, we're going to not let you have your due process. We're going to disappear you. Now, we still don't know this man's legal status, which I would contend does not matter, but he may actually have asylum claims or a stay of removal, which again, like Kilmar Abrego Garcia, means he cannot be deported. But either way, Don, what I feel we are missing is when you actually criminalize all undocumented people, you are ensuring that there is no due process for actual victims of the very crime that you supposedly care about, right? That it's so all these people, undocumented people committing crime. Number one, they commit less crime than documented people. We know that, than citizens. But number two, if you're going to, let's say I'm in an undocumented, household or whatever, and something happens and I want to call the cops. If I think that the person who I am, seeking to be protected from or want accountability from is going to be deported, and let's say they're my uncle or my family, I'm not going to call the cops. So it necessarily pushes undocumented people to the shadows. They don't comply with law enforcement. They don't raise any instances of violence. And on top of that, when you arrest people at their workplaces, what do you think that does? They're going to Home Depots. They're going to meat processing plants. Kilmar Abrego Garcia was a sheet metal worker. They arrested him, I believe, on his way dropping off his child right before work. If you say you cannot even be at a workplace, well, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go to get work? These are the same people who are like, they're all drug runners. Well, you're ensuring that people will have nowhere to turn but the illicit market if you're arresting them at their workplaces. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's all this self-fulfilling prophecy of the BS lies about migrant crime.
Yeah. So and it's doing the exact opposite of what they think it is going to do. I want to show you, Pam Bondi, of course, she's backing Kash Patel on Fox News. I think she's the attorney general for the administration and not the attorney general for the people of the United States. Here it is.
Madam What's happened to our judiciary is beyond me. Yeah, so when the American public hears this and they think these were once upstanding people in their communities and their professions, and they put it all on the line for this, I mean, have you dug into their motive? Like, what inspired them to carry out these acts and harbor criminals?
They're deranged is all I can think of. I cannot believe. I think some of these judges think they are beyond and above the law, and they are not. And we're sending a very strong message today. If you are harboring a fugitive, we don't care who you are. If you are helping hide one, if you are giving a TDA member guns, anyone who is illegally in this country, we will come after you and we will prosecute you. We will find you.
Okay, I just have to say really quickly, Shyla BH on YouTube says they only had an administrative warrant. So this is another thing to know, that the judge in this case says there wasn't a warrant for this man's, I believe Flores is his last name, for his detention. So that's number one, that's being contested. But I love that she's like, anyone who gives guns to TDA, Tren de Aragua. Okay, well, I think everyone needs to understand, the Trump administration just rescinded a Biden-era gun law that actually revokes gun license selling for gun licenses or whatever from people who would sell to gangs, people with domestic violence records. Anyone who does not go through background checks, they get their license revoked. They undid that. In other words, making it far easier to sell guns to would-be gangsters, which this man is not convicted of or accused of at all. So again, apples to oranges, but it's just so funny that they and I love it's just like, gee, I wonder what changed. This perfectly fine, upstanding judge, what happened? It couldn't be us skirting the law and ignoring 9 Supreme Court justices and disappearing
had to have
people
like
without
a
due
mental
process.
break or something, right? It couldn't be them.
Yeah, it's that Trump derangement syndrome.
You know who has Trump derangement syndrome? The folks who are in MAGA. By the way, speaking of, look at this. Look at this. Oh my God.
Ugh, we have to just get one copy and
Can
clown
you?
on it.
I know. So
Just
this
one.
is Donald Trump. Who's up on the right?
Oh, that's Pelosi. You didn't recognize?
Wait, that's not. No, that's a queen. That's not Nancy Pelosi on the.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Is it? Might be Hillary Clinton.
That's got to be.
I think that's Nancy.
I don't know. And then there's Kash Patel in the green, right?
Yeah, this is a children's book that Kash Patel wrote, where Donald Trump is a king and everyone's trying to take him down.
Oh, okay. And so who is this? Is that Sean Hannity? Who's that right there below?
That really does look like Sean Hannity, doesn't it?
Right. Okay. God, I don't know who any of these people are, but there you go. There you go.
Just amazing. We have to get one copy of this.
Contestant number 3 is Kash Patel. Okay. Stand by, Francesca. I got to take care of some business if you don't mind. Okay?
Oh, please. Because
support comes from Shopify today. Support for this program comes from Shopify today. And Shopify is all about small businesses, about about being an entrepreneur, entrepreneurism, entrepreneurial spirit, the entrepreneurial spirit that is America. Okay? How we built the country, or how America was built, let's put it that way, and with an entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, so look, I started a small business just a short time ago, and I know that you need a lot of help when you're starting a small business. It's not as easy as people think. Everyone has a big, bright idea. I'm not saying that your idea is not great, it's not bright, or whatever. However, you're going to need some help with it. And that's where, just go to shopify.com/lemon, shopify.com/lemon. Okay. And just check it out. Doesn't cost you anything. But when you find out how much it costs, I think you're going to want to lean in for help either in your business or even if you just want to build your brand. I think Shopify can help you build your brand as well. So starting a business can be really overwhelming. You know, you're going to need a website, you need a payment system, you need a logo. There are ways to advertise. You need ways to advertise to new customers. It can be overwhelming and confusing, but thankfully that is where today's sponsor, Shopify, comes in. Shopify makes it super easy to create your own website, and it's easy to set up your merch store. As a matter of fact, our merch is coming soon, and we're going to set up an e-commerce site using Shopify, and we're going to let you know all about it and how easy it is and what steps you have to do, all of it on the way. It is the biggest Shopify's commerce platform is behind millions and millions and millions of businesses all around the world. 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., from household names to like Allbirds and Untuckit, are brands that are just getting started. It is Shopify who's doing that. So you can design your website. You can come up with a strategy to sell your business, a social media strategy, an advertising strategy, all of those things. It is all the tools, templates to start websites, all of those things, plus 24/7 customer service. In case you get stuck, in case you need some advice, they are there. So turn those dreams into ka-ching and give them the best shot at, to success with Shopify. So sign up. Here it is, okay? This is the thing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/lemon. Go to shopify.com/lemon, shopify.com/lemon, and turn your dreams into a ka-ching. There you go. There you go. Look, let's bring back in Francesca. I'm never going to have an advertiser on this program that I don't believe in. And so the ones that we have now are ones that I have used, tested, or just believe in. So there you go. Francesca, tell the Lemonheads what you were saying before about our channel. When the first thing you came on, you said what to me? Francesca, are you muted?
Oh, yes, I did. I did mute myself. I'm sorry. What did I say? Was it about your lights?
You were saying about the channel and how well we were doing and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, cue up the compliment. Yeah. No, you guys are crushing it. I will tune in and I'm like, oh my gosh, 10K watching live, 8K watching live. Like you guys, you're great. And it's all about creating this kind of a community. You know, I think as many media organizations bend the knee, think about paying out this administration over some BS. You got the CBS 60 Minutes executive producer resigning after however many years. He was like 25 years that he worked there, because CBS may pay Donald Trump $10 billion, all because
crazy?
they want to merge. And, you know, it's important to support, you know, channels like this and folks like yourself, seasoned people who are like going out on their own and are not harnessed by some of the, and compromised, honestly, by some of the way that the corporate media is now.
I think it's going to settle, but I mean, for them to even settle is just kind of unbelievable that it is happening. Okay, so here we go. Contestant number 4. Are you ready for that? Because this kind of goes into what we were saying. Pete Hegseth. This is a New York Times article. I just want to show you some of the evidence. Pete Hegseth said to have shared attack details in a second Signal chat. So we know about that. And then also, I don't think we have the Axios thing, but that was from this morning. Or no, I'm sorry, the Wall Street Journal from this morning saying there's chaos inside the Pentagon, Francesca. It is just unbelievable. But then this is the interview that I believe sealed the deal for Pete Hegseth. And this was on Fox and Friends. And folks are saying that he was tipsy on this. That's not, I'm not, that's what they're saying. Here it is.
Along to go along. And, you know, start
Okay,
doing
go to
Meet
the
the
beginning.
Press.
Start from the beginning.
And get along to go along. And, you know, start doing Meet the Press and go into the Council on Foreign Relations and spending time with all the new cocktail sipping crowd. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because President Trump asked me to bring warfighting back to the Pentagon every single day. Right. That is our focus.
Do you think he watches that and do you think he went back and went, oh, I should not have done that?
In what world, after observing Pete Hegseth on Fox News, would you think that this was a qualified person to head up the largest military and the largest budget? I mean, like in the world, the largest budget in this country. If you're in active duty or you're a vet or you work for the military, which there probably are people watching who are, I'm sorry. Like, this is offensive to us who are not, but it's definitely offensive to the people who this man is supposed to be overseeing. And the news this week was that basically it's like a frat house up in there. They're all vying for positions. They're like, the chief of staff would openly talk about his like taking a massive dump. Who's like, oh, I just took a big shit. Like, yeah. And everyone was like, this is a bit, what do you do? No, they just reported that. But again, none of it
merit-based. Remember that. We want to get rid of the DEI and it needs to be merit-based. So, you know, it's, hey, look, it's the guys, the white guys are in there going, I just took a big dump.
Exactly. Meanwhile, 4-star generals get fired for being black. I mean, let's just call it what it is. People in the military being purged for being black, queer, women. It's honestly, it's really insulting because also the U.S. military has made an effort to say this is a place that represents all Americans, and we are actively recruiting women, people of color, and they're being super disrespected right now. But yes, it's not the DEI hire, it's the DUI hire, as I like to say. That's where we're going with.
Well, serving while black. Now, where I'd come from, that's a different thing because this is serving.
Yes, exactly.
Serving, baby. Okay, so you saw him at the Easter roll. Yeah, that was bad. Do we need to play that? This thing is embarrassing. So, anyways, but this is the thing that's got me, even because of this interview that he did in the lawn at the Easter egg roll. People were like comparing his sideburns. It's because they were saying, what was he drinking while he cut his sideburns? Now I have. Let's show the comparison. The one that is going viral online.
Mm-hmm.
So folks are like doing that. Okay, now let me tell you.
Explain.
I think that I think that this is fake. It's funny. It's over the thing. But I think that I wish I had a telestrator where I could do it. I think that the sideburn on the left side is longer, and you can actually see it just above his earlobe. It's just gray. Do you believe that? See, there you go. You can see it's just gray.
Oh,
So I don't think there's
saying.
a real sideburn gate. And I have the same thing because I have some grays in my sideburns. And if you cut it real short, you can't see them. And often they will look lopsided. But if you're actually in the mirror.
Oh, I like this theory.
Yeah, but so look, that's what everybody thinks. And the camera's just not picking it up. But really, look, his sideburn is they're actually even. So
yeah, look, I'm a pro sideburn person, so this is hard for me because I think they look good on men. Not on him, obviously he's disgusting. But I think you might be right about that. I just thought his hairdresser hated him.
No. Well, I'm sure his hairdresser hated him for that haircut. I'm not talking about the haircut because all it is just gel slicked back. You know what I mean? He could, if he wants to be the pretty boy and get the makeup room in the Pentagon, then he should probably get a better haircut. He doesn't have a gay friend. He needs a gay best friend.
I mean, the craziest thing is it's funny, but they're all trying to distract from what actually happened. The guy used his personal phone, an unsecured chat platform, Signal, texted that include his wife, his brother, his personal lawyer, and apparently a dozen other people who shouldn't be on there. And then now we know he used an unsecured Wi-Fi from his office versus the secure Wi-Fi connection. So it's just honestly, if you are a mid-level hacker, I mean, honestly, if you are anonymous, first of all, please have at it. But it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he has even survived this week.
Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, I think that interview was it. I think the White House lawn for the egg roll, I thought that was okay, cringy. And then when he went on the Fox and Friends, it was like, oh, buddy, you just sealed the deal. Speaking of gay best friends, George Santos. Here's the news. George Santos. So that was contestant number 4, Pete Hegseth. Contestant number 5 is George Santos. George Santos. Oh, by the way, you guys have the poll up. I can't read it for the first batch, right?
We completed that. Okay,
good. All right. Thank you. So George Santos, Fox News breaking on George Santos. Here it is. Read it and weep.
Disgraced former New York Congressman George Santos has been sentenced to more than 7 years in prison. Federal prosecutors urged the judge to hand down a heavy sentence because of Santos's, quote, unparalleled crimes. Santos pleaded guilty in August to identity theft and wire fraud charges. At the time, he agreed to pay nearly $600,000 in restitution and forfeiture. The judge ordered Santos to surrender by July the 25th. Sandra?
It's so funny. But we're saying, we'll talk about George. But look, did you see those lips in the end? Is that enhanced? But I'm just listening to that Anchorman thing. I've been out of it, and when I hear it, it just sounds so fake. Breaking news coming in now to Fox News. George Santos, the former congressman. Does this sound weird? I didn't even think about it when I was.
Yeah, you've been out of the game, but yeah, no, you're.
I know.
Yeah, no, you got to be extra annoying, obviously, when it's breaking news. But
roll it. I want you to look at the lips on that. You can roll it without sound, but I want to, as Francesca's talking, I just want you to look at, are those lips enhanced? Keep going.
Who,
Francesca.
George's?
Yeah, I think he got some filler.
So we all know that he was openly calling the judge names, he was tweeting about them. There was a bunch,
see.
Santos's face is full of filler. He's classic filler face. That's classic the little permanent, duck face. That's what it looks like.
But he used to call me, I knew him. He called me when he was going through his thing. Something happened. I forget what happened, but he texted me or something, or I reached out to him and he was like, "Oh my God, it's Don Lemon," and then he started calling me randomly, and I would not answer the phone.
Oh God, yeah.
And so today I texted him and said, "Hey, do you want to come on the show?" I didn't hear anything.
That's amazing. Yeah. So
lips. Oh my gosh.
He was running his mouth, man. He might not have gotten 7 years if he didn't run his mouth. My thing is this: You think he's going to appear in July? I don't think so. He's going to be in Brazil before we know it. And nobody's going to extradite him. I think he's going to peace out. I think he's going to peace out.
You think he pieces out in what? Is that what you're?
I think he pieces out. I don't think he's going to turn himself in. I think he's going to go. He's going to go back to Brazil. He's going to relaunch. We already know he's back to doing drag. Kitara Revanche. Everybody support her.
Kitara Revanche. I was trying to remember the drag name today. Kitara.
Everybody support her on Cameo. She needs it. Yeah, I mean, look, who said this? Noelp 606 says he would have gotten 2 years, but he wouldn't shut up. It's true. And this is the thing of like the transferability of the Trump factor. It doesn't transfer. Like Santos thinks he's Trump, but he's not.
No, I said that today when my social said, will you say something about Santos? And I said, what did I say? Karma's a bitch. And I said that, because George Santos is Santosed. And then I said, this is all on the fly. And then I said, that's what you get when you cozy up to MAGA, because a lot of folks, especially politicians, think that just because they're MAGA, that they are Teflon like Donald Trump. But it just shows to Goya that it's not transferable, as you said. It is only one person who can get away with 34 criminal counts and, liable civilly for sexual abuse. There's one person who can get away with that, and that person's in the Oval Office.
Yeah, somehow. I mean, you look at Matt Gaetz. I mean, that was another sort of lesson that eventually it's going to come up and get you. I know we're not talking about this today, but everyone needs to stay on this Ron DeSantis Medicaid fraud story. What is up with governors of Florida loving to do Medicaid fraud? $10 million was funneled from state Medicaid to his wife's nonprofit, Casey DeSantis. What? $10 million.
Is this new?
They just broke this morning. Yeah, no,
I've been in a bunker. Let's look at that. Casey DeSantis. Holy schmoly. All right.
I know.
Francesca Fiorentini with the breaking news for us.
Breaking news.
Wait, hold on. Do we have a breaking news theme? Andy, what can be breaking news?
She can do the toilet again.
I don't have anything yet, I don't think.
Wait, let's see. What about the theme music for the show? Let's hear it. Francesca, and then come out and do the breaking news. You ready? Go.
Well, a developing political scandal in Florida as Governor DeSantis is in hot water over potentially mishandling Medicaid funds, transferring them to a nonprofit owned by his wife, Casey DeSantis. Don?
Allegedly.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Francesca.
Lawyers.
We'll get back to
lawyers.
Francesca. We'll get back to Francesca with the breaking news. In the meantime, George Santos was in a courtroom today in New York, in Islip, Long Island, where he was sentenced to 7 years in prison for fraud and criminal identity fraud or something. Identity theft.
Yeah.
Identity theft. Okay. But you think he's going to run. I think, Francesca, that George Santos is playing for a pardon. And let me show you.
What does he have to offer? That's what, it's very funny, but I'm like Eric Adams is offering. I mean, it's just, MAGA, but Eric Adams is offering the entire city of New York. Hey, have at it, whatever. I will be Tom Homan's, little puppet. But DeSantis doesn't have anything to trade. You gonna trade some of the lip filler back? What?
Okay, watch this.
Donald Trump can go on Fifth Avenue right now and shoot someone, and it would not change my. Donald Trump can go on Fifth Avenue right now and shoot someone, and it would not change my support for him because I would probably find it justifiable. God. Yes. I am okay with that.
Said that on this podcast. You should not have said that.
No, it's insane, but I'm just trying.
So you realize how indoctrinated you must be?
It's not indoctrination.
Your brain is fried. Do you hear what you just said? He could go and shoot somebody.
Yes.
He's not God. He's not Buddha, Jesus.
I bring I have questions in mind. What's the line for you? Because I feel like every time
there's no line.
It's not racism. It's not being a predator.
It's not deporting people.
No, of course not. Doesn't DeSantis have a couple of allegations hanging over him as well? I feel like there were some staffers who said some stuff. I mean, that's just par for the course.
I don't know if he has. I would not be surprised. I don't know if he does. I vaguely remember, maybe, perhaps. I'm not sure. Anyways, that is.
I mean, what's going to happen to the podcast now?
Was that his podcast?
That was his podcast. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We are going to be watching, obviously, the Netflix DeSantos, trial. There's going to be a lot of fabulous suits and hilarious unseen footage.
Who's going to play him?
Oh God, no, he's just going to be himself. But if there were, who would play him?
In the made-for-TV movie, in the Netflix movie, does someone have a key open up or something? It's weird because I'm getting some.
There's a little echo.
I
think Jesse Plemons would do a great job.
Can we look up Jesse Plemons producers and then we can figure it out? Jesse Plemons playing George Santos. Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's move on to contestant number 6. Okay. This one is, I'm telling you, we have tough competition, but this one just, do you want to guess who it is? Do you have any idea?
Well, now the Chiron came up, so you guys.
It did. Oh, you saw it already.
But this, I mean, there are so many. She really is maybe the top 3, though. Nancy Mace.
Oh man, is she? Why does she hate? Anyways, I was gonna say herself so much, but trans people, and she's just, and it's just the weird. Did you see the confrontation of her in the drugstore?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I supported gay marriage. Okay, sure. That's not what I'm asking.
Like what? What was that?
Embarrassing. Do you have the clip, or shall we recount?
I do have the clip, but I want to show you something. I want something to run right after I do the clip. I want something to run so that you guys can see it. Why can't I find it? Where is it? Okay, here it is. I'm going to send it to you guys, producers, because I want you to play it right after. Because, I just have to show, I have to oh shit. I have to really tout my acting skills. Okay, so this is Nancy Mace in the drugstore, which is why she is contestant number 6. Here it is.
I do them every year.
Every year.
You want to keep going?
Are you gonna do any more this
Do you want to
year?
keep going and keep harassing me? You could have gone to a dozen town halls last year.
I asked if you're doing any more this year. It was one simple question.
Yeah.
Are you doing a town
I've
hall
already
this year?
done one. I'll do plenty
Are you doing
more.
any more this year? It was a simple question.
You're always invited.
Okay, sweet. We'll look
And
out
by
for
the
an
way,
actual invitation.
I voted for gay marriage twice.
What does that have to do
so
with me?
I'm just saying, it has to everything to do with you.
Do you think everything about me has to do with gay marriage?
I do,
That's
absolutely.
your first stance when you
Yep.
speak with me?
Absolutely.
There's no other humane
If you want to get in my
conversation you
face
can
about
have
town
me?
halls, you should have shown up
There's
to
no
one
other
last
humane
year.
thing you can talk about me just saying, oh, I support gay marriage.
Yeah,
That's
because you're getting in my face about a town hall. You could have gone last year.
Question from
Would
right
you
over
like
here
me?
is if you have any plans to have more town halls this year.
I have town
That was
halls
one
every year.
question.
I have over a dozen
Okay.
every year.
Great. That was my entire question. You didn't have to go
Yeah,
into the spiel about
you
everything
could
else
have. You could have come to any of them last year.
And I'm
I had
asking you
over a
about this year, not
dozen.
2024. But
Where
we're
were
in
you the year
right?
before that, or the year before that?
It was a simple
Oh,
question. I
because you
asked
know
if
what?
you have
Because you
any more that
people
you're
on the
going to
left
this year
are
or not.
crazy.
So I'm
You're
on the left.
absolutely fucking crazy.
I'm
There she goes.
You are.
First F
Get out of
bomb.
my face.
You're insane.
Goodbye.
You're insane.
Fuck you.
You're gonna fuck me. You're
Yep.
gonna be voted
Bye.
out so fast this year. I
I'm
can't
not.
wait for you to fucking
I'm
go
not.
into
I
the
won
dirt.
by so much.
You're a disgrace.
He
to
says
this
the
state.
F word.
That's what you are. You're a disgrace. I asked you a simple question, and you just to go on this tirade and tell me
They
fuck
are
you.
not in an
Get out of my
Ulta. They
face.
are not in an Ulta
Get out
right
of my
now.
face. Try it again. What's your name?
Nasty bitch.
What's your
You're a
name?
nasty bitch. That's
What's
my
your name?
You say fuck me?
Yep, I
That's
sure
the
did.
First thing you're gonna say to me is fuck me for asking you a
Absolutely.
question.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Fuck you.
Now.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
There is no amount of
You
Ulta
couldn't
that
take
can
me on,
cover up
baby.
her
Stay the fuck
nasty
away
ass.
from me.
What is wrong with her? And she posted that. Like, that's embarrassing. They are in an Ulta. You're right. They're in an Ulta. Was that the Ulta section of the drugstore?
Oh, it might be the Ulta section of like the Target. I don't know because I'm boycotting, but no, she is so triggered by that. Like, if you want to know, like, watch that interaction. She is the one who's out of line. Imagine all the things, Don, you could possibly say if that is your representative. You
Yeah.
could say, I don't appreciate your attacks on trans people. Saying the word, tranny or whatever it is that you want to say. And all he's saying is, hey, when are you going to have another town hall? Because I'd like to go. And granted, I'm sure he would like to complain, but like that is very mild. And then then he tries to de-escalate. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. And she goes in. She goes in. You know, this is the problem with you lefties. What? We want accountability? What are you talking about?
It's so she's so triggered. I mean, I'm concerned about her because she's so triggered, or did she want a viral moment? Either way, that much. Like, did she crave a viral moment, or is she that triggered about something? And then she was on This Week. I don't know. Let me see if that's in the thing. Oh yeah, where she was reading her hate mail. But something is wrong with her. And when I saw, I was watching like this podcast and or like a clip from a podcast, and it was like these biz bros all talking about it, saying, "Well, can you imagine she gets hate mail and whatever." I'm like, have you ever seen my social media and what people used to do to me? I'm not on X anymore, on Twitter. Like, it was just some vile, nasty stuff. And the other thing is, they were saying, well, she is a representative and the representatives can't go out anymore and they can't go in public and people are always like asking them questions. I'm like, that's their fucking job. Yeah. That's their constituents. She should be talking to them. But I know how she feels, Francesca, because when I'm out, people are always bothering me. And so today I had to post this because look what happened to me.
Oh my gosh, Don Lemon, are you going to be doing any town halls this year?
I already did a town hall. You're going to keep going like this and harassing me?
I just asked you one simple question.
Are you going to keep harassing me? I did town halls. I did many last year. You could have come to any one of them. And by the way, I support straight marriage.
What does that have to do with
That has everything to do with you. You're going to keep going and harassing my thing. I support a straight marriage.
I just asked a simple question.
Well, just fuck you.
Fuck you.
See how ridiculous that is?
Cute. You should have been filming though. That's my one critique. You had to be like filming.
I had to be filming.
But that's what I feel like. That first of all, adorable. Love the straight marriage. I feel like she pulled out her phone. Remember, she recorded that. Like she wanted that moment, right? Like she
wanted it.
She wanted it.
She's craving it. And by the way, this is what she was reading. So anyway, anything for a moment. This is what she was reading. Her hate mail this week, and she put it on social. Here it is.
So here's the thing: I didn't have time to bleep it. So there's a lot of words in here. I don't.
All right, just run one. Is there one? Can we run the beginning, or is that one really bad? The first one is the first one.
We've also been swearing. I apologize.
Oh, that's a good swear.
Your swears are okay. She
words.
takes it to another level.
Yeah, some swearing is fine. This is excessive.
Oh, is the first one really bad? All right, look, the font is up there. Let's run it without sound and see.
Or someone was saying, okay.
Woo! Okay, put it down. All right, so
there we funny go. About the decked in the mouth comment is, you know, on January 6th, she was hoping she would get knocked out, like someone would hit her,
so that she could have a moment.
Which would have been really funny because if it was like a rioter that knocked her out or hit her on January 6th, she would have to, at this point in the world we live in, she would have to like meet with that person, forgive them, and be like, actually, he was misunderstood and I'm not the victim, he is. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that she was like, she saw the writing on the wall and she was like, okay, we're definitely going to hold these people accountable. Little did she know Donald Trump would then pardon 1,500 of them and be reelected. Nobody thought he was going to be reelected after Jan 6. Oh boy.
Did she run out to the crowd going, hit me, hit me, hit me? Okay.
Just right here. Just do it.
Just come on, please. I need the publicity.
Please. But that's literally, I mean, and it's such Karenicity. And it's so funny because we look at those kinds of videos all the time where like a Karen gets triggered and films it and like pretends like she's the victim. And that is so perfect. A Karen always wants to like for the other person to be aggressive so they can be the victim. So she was like this close to being like, oh, what are you going to hit me? You just hit me. You can hit me, you know? Yeah. And then being like, ow, you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So here's round one. Round one, JD Vance. So I hope you have the second round up. So round one was JD Vance versus Marjorie Taylor Greene versus Kash Patel. Okay. Let's
JD
see.
Vance,
Where do we
Marjorie
fare
Greene,
on that
Cash
one?
Patel. Oh, I'm gonna go with Cash. Just you can't be arresting judges, as unfun as of a choice that is. It's much more fun to choose
Do we
JD
have
Vance.
the actual vote? What was the vote, guys?
We do. For the first
Oh,
round.
you sent it to me. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you sent it to me. Sorry about that. Let's see. It's ready. Okay. The first three are sour lemon nominees who should advance to the final. Marjorie Taylor Greene gets 39%. Okay. Cash Patel gets 33%.
Really?
And JD Vance gets 26%. Man, people really despise Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You guys,
I think that should be Cash Patel too, but
that's okay. We
Marjorie
can,
Taylor Greene. Do you pay attention to her? I just ignore her. But go on.
I mean, she's sort of perennially awful, and so nothing she's doing is new. Whereas, like, there's so many new ghouls that we're finding out about that I feel like Cash Patel doing this crazy lawless move for me wins. But yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene dancing on the grave of the Pope, pretty bad.
That is pretty bad.
But it's interesting that like your audience didn't find it bad that JD Vance killed the Pope allegedly, right? So it's like dance on grave fine, not fine, killing fine. I see you, Lemonheads.
Ooh, this is going to be close. Wow, this one's going to be close. Get those votes in. Let me see. Where can I vote? I can't vote because it's my poll, but I would love to vote on this one because I think I know who it should be. But anyways, crap. Man, oh man. Huh. What do you guys think, producers? Do you think it's enough to call, or should we give it a little bit more?
How many
you can
votes?
end it whenever you want.
Keep voting. If you're in line to vote, stay in line.
We'll give him 30 more seconds.
30 seconds. Let's go. Wait, who are the choices again?
The choices are, I'm sorry. Pete Hegseth.
Right.
George Santos.
You're right.
And Nancy Mace. Yeah.
If they say Nancy, I'm going to say it's sexist. I'm just kidding.
For real?
No, not for real, but.
Okay, that's 30 seconds. Let's call it. What do we have? Did you send it to me? No. Who do we have?
Second.
I'm guessing you guys went with Mace, even though Hegseth clearly is the choice.
I'm
we'll
already
see if I've been
my drink almost. It's just
it's 3:00 here, sir.
Sent Don.
Wow. Okay. Let's put our two up that we want. In the second batch, George Santos gets 5%. Nancy Mace gets 44%. Pete Hegseth gets 49%.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
It's Hegseth versus Marjorie Taylor
Greene. Oh, again.
Oh.
It's new ghoul versus old. You know what I mean? The one goblin coming to snatch the crown of the old. Marjorie Greene again, been terrible. But Hegseth's like, hold my drink. And because apparently there's a lot more that's coming out about Hegseth. As much as I don't like thinking or talking about him, there's going to be more. And his little, like, didn't it look like he was on a green screen in the Pentagon? It's like the way the camera, the soft focus, and it's like he looked like he was on a green screen and he had way too much bronzer.
When he's doing this?
When he was like, when he's like,
wait, yeah, like, when he's going.
Why does that look like a green screen to me?
I don't know. I just think the colors are so. Oh, it does, doesn't it?
No, it really does.
So vivid. Maybe he is in front of a monitor.
I think he's in front of a monitor. That does not look. I don't see depth there. Like.
Maybe it is through the magic of television. It said, but he's still at the Pentagon. I love that little dance. Can we do it again? Because it looks like he just came in from a bender. Let's see.
He's just like, this is amazing. The cocktails.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
why?
You're
Also,
right.
like,
I don't.
why do you associate that's such a weird moment to mention cocktails unless you're thinking about cocktails. Like,
You might be right about the green screen. Not a
yeah,
green
I'm pretty.
screen, but a monitor. They wouldn't have the
Oh, is it a
capability
monitor?
of
I don't know what
green
the difference is really.
A green screen is what literally a green screen is behind you, and then someone will chroma key or put it on the green screen, right?
Right. But you think it's just a monitor of
No,
a
but there, yeah, this could just be a monitor shot, a photograph that they've taken and put it, because most of the, like, I did many shows in front of a monitor and people didn't even know that I was in front of a monitor.
they didn't notice.
No, especially like most of COVID, pretty much all of COVID, I was in front of a monitor, not in a big set. And it was just it's not a green screen, it's just a monitor you sit in front of. So you might be right. But remember, the cable news or whatever, those colors are vivid. It's all big and fake and fluffy. All right, let's see where we are, people. Keen eye there, Francesca Fiorentini.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, Pete needs to go. Who's saying Chrissy? Is it Chrissy? The chat is saying no. Yeah, he's got to go.
Okay, so here we go. All right, I think we're ready, right? Are we ready, team?
Stand by, sending now.
Bleach
I think
Blonde,
I got it.
Bill. Have you seen that iMarquis remix of the Bleach Blonde Bad Built Butch Body?
No.
I'm gonna send this to you. I don't know, maybe on Blue Sky DM. I'm gonna DM this to you, or I'll email you. It's so fun. It's so good.
I'll give you my digits right after this. Okay, so here it is. The sour lemon of the week. Marjorie Taylor Greene gets 32%.
Ooh.
Do we have a drum roll? Pete Hegseth gets 67%. We need a do we have anything like that, Andy?
Cheers.
No. Pete Hegseth is the sour lemon of the week for the dance and everything. Yes, yes, yes. And you know who is not the sour lemon of the week? You know who is the most valuable player? Oh, wait a minute. One minute before I say that. Do we have an honorable mention this week? We didn't. Sometimes we have an honorable mention.
Yes.
Oh, is that the honorable mention? These two?
Oh, this was gonna happen. Besant has really been trying to keep it together. This is another guy who's like, he's been out there trying to launder.
Mention. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Trying to launder all the Trump administration like economic blunders.
Oh,
and
Musk and Besant in a cat fight, in the MAGA cat fight. Okay. What do you guys think? I mean, do you guys want to go with this? Do we want to put honorable mention is just honorable mention. They didn't win.
Is honorable mention, we mean Muskie?
Yeah, we were going to put the Musk Besant thing up against Pete Hegseth, but I think we're good. This is just worth an honorable mention. Okay, Francesca, the most valuable player of the week is Francesca Fiorentini. Make sure you catch her show. She's performing at Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco on Wednesday, May 7th at 7:30 p.m. And just remember, she is the host of the ever popular Bitchuation Room.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, you are. YouTube.com/FrannyFio, FRANIFIO, right down there. Yeah, follow me. Streaming Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you're in Pasadena, I do a monthly show called New World Disorder. Next show is May 21st at the Ice House. That's my little political comedy monthly. So come through. And Don, it's so good to see you. See you thriving, looking good.
You too. And I love the background. Let's see what colors. What else can I steal? Let me see. Move out of the way. Let me see what you got back there.
I've got
wow.
I've got an honorable mention. Webby, do you have I have a Planned Parenthood award.
Oh, we got an honorable mention, Webby, too. I too can change the colors of some of the things behind me.
Is it via Alexa? We can't say her name because she'll start listening to me and talking back.
She'll start talking
She's
back.
so
Is that your
mouthy.
printer there to the right?
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. And there's like a computer I need to get rid of, and there's a dust buster, and there's other crap on the floor.
And is that a window behind us that you put a shade over? Or is
No, it's just a wall. This is a good old wall. Yeah. Oh, and then over here, a fan made this. This is when, do you guys remember during COVID when that woman quit from her Walmart job over the loudspeaker? And she was like, basically like, F you, F you, F you, F you. And
Peace
then she
out.
goes, peace out. This is fuck that big lazy bitch, Chris Price. I'm out. And that I wanted that written on a little thing. So this person embroidered it for me. Fuck that big lazy bitch, Chris Price. It's just a classic line.
Not a big lazy bee is Francesca Fiorentini, and not F her. We love her. Thank you. And thanks for standing up and doing really, really good work. All right.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, man. You know, it's hard to go solo, but it's good. Everybody support me, and you know, don't mess with folks who want to meet the right halfway, because that's just on their terrain. Thank you, Don.
We'll see you later. Francesca Fiorentini, everyone. Thanks. Okay, so there we go. The sour lemon of the week is Pete Hegseth. The honorable mention, Basent and Musk for their cat fight this week. Okay. So thank you guys for another incredible week. I want to make sure that you have subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. It's right below or right near the Don Lemon Show logo on the bottom right of your screen. Also, our membership link is at the top of the chat. And we want to welcome all of our new members. Allie, thank you for the super sticker and thank you for your support of independent media. We appreciate it. Welcome all new members. Welcome to Tom, gifted 10 memberships, I should say, because of Tom's generosity. 10 people get to become members of the Don Lemon Show, become members of the Lemon Nation. Shana Danmola, Shania Danmola, Janelle the esthetician, welcome to the Lemon Nation. Lisa Galbraith, welcome to the Lemon Nation, and welcome to all of our new members. Sylvia, prayer warrior, amen. Welcome to the Lemon Nation, everyone, all of our members. So, look, I'm going to see you tonight. We have content dropping at 8 o'clock. Maybe I'll see you this weekend. I've got kind of a busy weekend, big birthday, and I got to make some plans to do some stuff. Okay. So I will see you tomorrow. I will see you Monday for sure, 10 a.m. Eastern time for our hot topics. And so have yourself a great weekend. And if you hopefully finish your cocktail like I did. So until then, everybody, turn the TV off. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never, ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support.